went before Parliament. People who debated was Honorable Gonese, Honorable Manjoma, Honorable Misairambu. Others were not. Chamisa did not debate on the electoral bill. The evidence, the hindsight is there. I contributed to it. And it went through. You can now not complain. The same when amendment, the first amendment, where people were opposing, the opposition were opposing the president appointing the judge. You saw it went all the way. They debated well. The electoral bill was the most important one. They spent so much energy on the first amendment. Could the president appoint a judge? Yet by electoral bill, they did not spend that much energy. So priorities are wrong. So we must understand that. Which programs? Who have you brought in to talk to the people, to get the people to understand their rights, how they vote, and so forth? Party structures are there to do that. Failure to which they cannot blame anybody. The presence of elders, SADC, EU, it is clearly demonstrates the leadership willingness to usher a new era in. Believe you me, they are here. And they are there to see for themselves too. And now they're already also commenting on some of the issues which are being raised. The reason why I'm speaking independence, that we don't want people who stop an election and people suffer again. We are tired. The election is going on. And if they don't understand the power of the people in Zimbabwe, they must recall November, the People's Revolution, how the former president was removed. The same spirit prevails in the people for there to be elections and for people to go and exercise their votes and so forth. So we cannot allow people to keep on suffering because of selfish politicians who want to be in power. I'm aware that others chose certain positions in the elections and left those, the member of parliament. They've lost one. The question is that now if I lose this election, how do I go back in parliament? It's too late, you can't. You make your bed, lie on it. It's as simple as that. That's the good thing about the rule. Can you with a president who can go parliament? So I tap into parliament in the and so forth. That's probably one sad part about the late former president MDC Morgan Tsvangirai. He never had an opportunity to be in parliament, to understand how parliament operates. And you could not expect him. I won't get to me in parliament every day. Issues. Anybody who aspires to be leader in this country must sit in parliament. And I think Mliswa and Chamisa clearly have all been in parliament. They debate well, they understand the process of parliament, they are lawyers too and so forth. And they have a good relationship in parliament. That's something that I can tell you. And ED, former speaker, leader of government business, Chamisa too coming in. So they have a lot of similarities. So they understand the procedure of parliament and so forth. But once you go for the bigger office, you cannot then accept to go lower. People have suffered too long and prolonging the process only serve to delay stability. I can no longer prolong this process. It's way gone. The horse has bolted, as they would say. There's no going back. The electoral bill went through parliament. I mentioned that. The Supreme Court was there. Elections are not about politicians being in positions for self-enrichment, but for them to be able to serve the people and to improve their lives through policy implementation and development. This is what is critical. Because we seem to be wanting this thing, the state of preparedness. The honest truth is that your first 6 months of office will determine your full term. Campaigns are ongoing, intensify or reconcile work already done. Right now in Norton, I've got over 50 projects which I should be officially opening. But I said there's no point. If I was not working, I would be riding on them because they are good projects. Water, blocks of schools, hospital, infrastructure, roads. But I've said to the people, no, I'm not about this. It's about your welfare. The work I did is what must justify you at the end of the day. So to me, if you have not worked, you'd be rushing to that. I want to also highlight that it is important that whilst Chamisa is youthful, and I'm on record of saying that there is definitely the youth that have come through. Their youth, for them to come into politics, no political party did anything for the youth to register. It was YAD, Youth Advocacy for Reform and Democracy, if you recall. I pushed for the youth to register. And I told them you must register and you must participate. Political parties only use youth for violence and for the votes. But we equally said the youth must stand for office. And I commend the youth in YAD for activating the whole thing, driving the registration, and now we have the registration. That was our objective and so forth. So these youths don't belong to parties. In case you think because the youth have registered, they belong to you. They don't. You'll be surprised. The youth are looking for a leader who will ensure that they have employment. Even if Mugabe was 128 and he gave employment to the youth, they will still vote for you. Because that's what they want, are good jobs and a better welfare. So let's not separate age to be an attraction to the youth. An attraction to the youth is their developmental aspects, employment, education, their welfare. That's what people are talking about at the end of the day. And he who offers the best will be able to get that and so forth. It is unfortunate that the opposition, I've seen it, has lacked resources. This game is about resources. ZANU-PF has given every MP cars. Every MP has a car. I have the evidence. I saw my sister showing off with a car in Urungo West. She's standing for ZANU-PF. It's not a secret. How many political parties have given their MPs cars? Where they got the money from, no one cares. But what they want to see is their representative getting to them. That's why it is said that while these rallies are being held, no one has the resources to get to the furthest point of telling people what the message is and so forth. So equally, the opposition has the right to also have resources. There is no party which is in government which cannot do itself a favor. It's impossible. Even the Americans, Obama won, Air Force One. When Obama was president, he was campaigning for the Democrats using Air Force One. The Americans did not complain. So when you're in government too, you enjoy certain benefits of being in government. We must understand that. And we don't want to really blind our people, because we cannot keep misleading our people. The government of the day enjoys certain benefits because the government of the day. No wonder why the opposition equally wants to come in as the government of the day. The biggest mistake the opposition has made, I'll repeat it, and I used to chat about this with the late Morgan Tsvangirai. I went to him and I said to him, can you give me rural constituencies which you don't want? He sat down, he said, it's a good idea. I said, what is it? I said, I want to make sure that the youth start working in there. And I spoke to him about it way back when I created the ad. They delayed, there was no activity. All the things that ZANU-PF was doing wrong, there was an opportunity to go and tell the people they're doing wrong. You must understand that. The 15 billion which went missing, the corruption. You talk about corruption and 15 billion, ZANU-PF has no answer. Take that message to the people. But no one was doing that. Now they have a coalition. Let me say this to you, Zimbabweans. There is never a coalition that has worked before elections. A coalition works after the first round, when you are able to see the strength of everyone. Ranking from a political, empirical evidence point of view, I am actually number 4 in terms of Vanu, Kwanda, Vanonditedzera. Number 1 is ZANU-PF. Number 2, MDCT. Number 3, MDC Move, in the 2 members of parliament. Number 4, Ndini Independent. Ndavudza ima figures ari kuzeki. Kasi coalition iripo vane ma figures kuzeki ndevapi? Tauda kutaura chokwadi. Akuti politics adzongo nonga mazhanjeka. Oenda. I'm giving it, you might think it's a joke, but I want you to think about it. ZANU-PF is the majority through ZEC, then MDCT, then Watchman Movement, then myself. Ko amwe mapati azopinda papa coalition wasina wanu. Ndo wakucreate our problems mu MDCT. Inina, I told the former president and late Tsvangirai, go it alone. Go it alone. Let vanama mjuru say Jovani strong with this ZANU-PF vanu tora ikoko. Tozoona kuti vane chi. That's where they missed it. That's where they missed it. They've carried people with nothing. And carrying people with nothing only creates confusion in your own party. Mochisiya mbimbo dzenyu dzemsangano. If you look at Kunotonuku, chairman we MDC, Vachinake, contested na Mchangwa, and nearly won, lost by 1,000. But Vakatambo, Tingoringo, you were the chairman, Vakapinza Mumu. So Kawan, you are one teaching Munoton, the MDC, Ukuachinake Vatambarafu. So I'm giving you things which are on the ground. So you cannot blame the environment when you have serious problems. Wana Comrade Agrippa is a war veteran, I respect him. But whenever no wangani, wani masisi mangani. Chiro makansala za wana. Wanakosana moyo, kungobulisa ma picture chetanyiko jiganzimbe. I mean, it's a joke, it's a circus. And they cannot use people like this.